I've always been intrigued by this Brian Jennison photo in Rob Leachman's beautiful book Northwest Passage of Wishram Yard on Burlington Northern's line through the Columbia Gorge. The caption for the 1979 photo relates that despite BN's efforts to close the yard, trains departing BN's Pasco Hump Yard, 125 miles to the east, would arrive at Wishram seriously out of block and in need of classification work. In the Monument Yard on the Oregon Joint Line largely performs the same function as BN's Wishram Yard. I began to wonder if I could replicate the same situation in an op session. As I originally set up my operating scheme 4 years ago, I decided to use car tabs on a temporary basis until my crews became familiar with the layout, with plans to eventually convert to a more sophisticated car forwarding scheme. But the car tabs have worked so well and provided so much flexibility that I currently have no plans to adopt another scheme, especially since using car tabs avoids the issue of trying to read N-scale car numbers. At this Meltdown session, the car tabs really shined because I was able to easily set up the session however I wanted without having to deal with reflecting the situation using car forwarding software or car cards. So I set up a scenario where Northern Pacific was recovering from a significant derailment east of Pasco, which caused Pasco to overflow excess traffic down to Monument Yard. I'll add here that this is a situation I frequently faced as a prototype yardmaster, where a service interruption caused work to be temporarily shifted to other yards in an effort to recover. But I've never heard of this situation being attempted in a model railroad operating session, despite being a very common scenario on the prototype. At the beginning of the session, several inbound trains are already parked in the yard, completely unblocked, a situation that Monument will need to rectify by building purified block trains to California destinations. Call an extra switch engine to assist the regular Monument switch engine, and also call the transfer job to clear out excess traffic to nearby yards. Here we see Yardmaster Chris Atkins working the south end switcher while extra switch Ole Milhouse handles the north end. Chris and Ole did an impressive job working together to get the yard straightened out with the help of transfer job Chris King, until they were surprised by yet another Pasco overflow train shown here behind the NP Jeeps and Santa Fe F-45.
So this will be warrant number 3, if you're ready to copy.
First-time dispatcher Don Wynn had a pretty easy day through the first part of the session, but as Monument began departing completed southbound trains, all with helpers, he probably wished he was in the hot tub rather than the dispatcher's hot seat. With so much focus on activity at Monument, it's not surprising that operators begin to congregate there, all trying to make their way through the congestion. By the end of the session, Monument had departed an impressive 150 cars or so, and the yard was completely blocked and ready to handle more traffic. The session was a success, although it would have been nice if I had additional car inventory on hand so I could keep feeding inbound overflow traffic into Monument to keep the pressure on. Perhaps my biggest takeaway was my full realization of the car tab system flexibility, and that I have almost unlimited ability to easily set up new and challenging operating scenarios. Thanks for watching, everyone.